In the village of Umosha, where the earth is red and the stories are old, lived a man named Chijioke, a master woodcarver whose hands could make wood breathe. But for 5 long years, his hands had forgotten joy. They could only carve one thing, the face of his beloved wife, Amina, whom he had buried 5 rainy seasons ago. His hut was a museum of memory, a silent shrine to a love that refused to die. The vibrant pottery she left behind stood as a painful reminder of the laughter that had once filled his home. One evening, as a fierce storm brewed over the village, twisting the ancient Iroko trees, a figure emerged from the swirling rain. She walked through the village square, past closed doors, her steps silent on the wet earth. She went directly to Chijioke's compound. When Chijioke opened his door, his heart stopped. The lightning flashed, illuminating the face he carved every day. It was Amina, her skin, her eyes, the very clothes she was buried in. She stood there silent, with rain tracing paths down her cheeks like tears. Chijioke, overcome by a wave of impossible hope, fell to his knees and wept. The village erupted in shock and wonder. "A miracle!" they cried. But the wise old Neka watched from her hut, her eyes clouded with worry, not wonder. Chijioke's home was filled with life again, but a strange, quiet life. The woman looked like Amina. She moved like Amina, but the music of her laughter was gone. She never spoke. Her eyes, once bright with fire, were deep, still pools. She would sit for hours tracing the spiral patterns on her old pots, but she never made a new one. Chijioke, blinded by joy, ignored the silence. He had her back. What more could matter? But strange things began to happen. The village's hunting dogs would whimper and hide when she passed. The vibrant plants near Chijioke's home began to wilt. And the children who speak the purest truth whispered that Auntie Amina had no shadow at noon. Neka approached Chijioke, her voice low and grave. "Chijioke," she said, "not everything that comes from the rain is water. Not everything that wears a familiar face is family. You must ask what has returned, not who. The spirit world does not give back what it has taken. There is always a price." Torn between love and fear, Chijioke devised a test. He set out 2 things before the silent woman: a perfect, beautiful pot she had made years ago, and a lump of wet, unformed clay. "My love," he said, his voice trembling, "you taught me that true art lies not in the object, but in the act of creation. Please make something new for me." The woman picked up the finished pot, holding it tenderly, but then she reached for the clay. Her hands fumbled. She could not shape it. The beautiful spiral patterns she was known for were impossible for her to form. In frustration, a sound escaped her lips. Not a human voice, but a hollow, echoing wail that chilled the air. In that moment, Chijioke saw not his wife, but a lonely, lost spirit clinging to a memory it could never truly inhabit. Heartbroken but clear-eyed, Chijioke understood. This was not his Amina. This was his own profound grief, given form, a ghost tethered to earth by his refusal to let go. With tears streaming down his face, not of joy, but of acceptance, he spoke. "You are not her, and by holding you here, I keep her spirit from its rest, and I keep myself from living. Be free, and let me be free." As he spoke the words, the figure of his wife began to glow softly. She smiled a true, peaceful smile for the first time, a final gift, and then dissolved into a shower of fireflies that danced toward the night sky. Chijioke was alone again, but for the first time in 5 years, he was not lonely. He looked at the lump of clay, picked it up, and began to shape something new. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.